my name is Palisa Fort and I'm so excited to be doing this video with you. This is my second week doing this and I'm so excited. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please go subscribe and like this page so that I can keep doing such videos as this one. So today we'll be talking about conflict, how to resolve conflict, how to avoid conflict. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, before I talk about the 4 things that are really important during a conflict, I actually want to give a testimony. So during my first year of marriage, me and my husband, we used to have a lot of conflicts. Oh my god. And I remember we used to fight about unnecessary things. Things like, why didn't you put a teaspoon in the drawer? Why do you keep leaving things all over the place? Because I remember during that time, he used to leave his clothes all over the place and I had to pick the clothes after him every time, and I used to get irritated and I'll tell him and he will still keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and I'll get frustrated. And I remember one of the most important things that we used to struggle about is that he didn't know how to give affection, mainly because he grew up in a home whereby he didn't see a lot of affection. And I remember he used to struggle a lot with affection, and I needed affection and he was not giving it to me. And I remember I used to get very frustrated. And I remember during that time we used to listen to Miles Monroe and we used to listen to audiobooks, and still he was not getting this thing about affection. And I remember this one night after we had a conflict about affection, I literally prayed to God and I was asking God to actually help us so that he can get it and he can be able to give me affection. And it's amazing how God works. I remember minutes later he came to me, he was loving, he was affectionate. I was like, wow God, this has everything to do with you, because there's no way that he would learn how to give me affection so quick. And yeah, that's my story guys. And what I want to say is that my story doesn't necessarily have to be your story, but what I can say is that God works in mysterious ways, and if you invite him into your plans, he will definitely guide you and he'll actually lead you to the right path. So anyway, let's get into the topic of today, which is how to avoid conflict. So the first thing that I want to give you guys, the first tip that I want to give you is avoid saying hurtful words, hurtful things. Because the thing is, when we are angry and we are mad, we want to tell off the other person where to get off. You want to tell them like you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's not a good behavior, because saying hurtful things actually stays with the person, even though you guys might resolve the conflict, but those words will never be taken away. And sometimes when you keep saying hurtful things to your spouse over a period of time, it actually starts affecting them, because they start believing the things that you say when you are actually angry. Things like, you are useless, I hate you, things like swearing at your partner, those things, they actually affect the other party, and we actually want to avoid saying hurtful things. Alright guys, and then the second thing that we actually want to talk about is identify the issue, identify the problem, and come up with a solution. And if you do that, you will actually be able to avoid a lot of conflict. Say for instance, you guys are always fighting for the same thing, over the same thing, and every time you guys are always fighting over this thing. If it's finances, whether it's sex, whether it's whatever it is, you actually want to identify the problem and come up with solutions. And if it means that you need to get help, go get help. If it means that you need to get some mentoring, get some mentoring, so that you guys can stop fighting over this thing, so that you guys can get back to your normal self, be loving, be caring, have a happy home. Alright, and then the third thing that we actually want to talk about is to remain calm and communicate effectively, guys. So sometimes people will be like, but I've been communicating, I've been telling him, but you've not actually been communicating, because I learned it with me. I was not communicating, I was actually shouting at my spouse during that time. I was actually not actually communicating with him effectively. I was shouting at him. I was not actually telling him in a calm manner, in a respectful way, to say, you know what, I don't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you actually want to communicate effectively and tell your spouse what's the issue, what's actually actually hurting you in a calm manner, so that they can actually be able to hear you out. Because the thing is, when we are angry, we shout and we don't listen to the other person. Before they have finished, you're already thinking of an answer, because you don't want them to be right. You want to be right. And the fact that they're actually defending themselves, you want to actually overpower whatever they have said, and you want to tell them. So if you actually speak calm, in a calm manner, and actually tell them what's the problem, what's actually hurting you, you will be able to actually achieve more than actually shouting at them. So we definitely want to communicate effectively. And the most important thing while you're communicating, you want to say, I feel like. Stop saying you always do this. Say, I feel like you always do this. That actually helps the conversation. I don't know if you guys have attended mentorship or counseling or anything like that. They'll also tell you that when you want to communicate, don't say somebody has done something. Don't say you never listen to me. Say, I feel like you never listen to me, because it's based on your feelings. Sometimes it's actually not a fact. All right, guys. And the last one that I want to talk about, which is number 4, is walk away. All right. So sometimes when we get into a conflict, it doesn't mean that you have to stay in the conflict. Doesn't mean that you have to get angry and then tell them. You don't have to. Sometimes you can walk away to avoid the conflict, to avoid whatever it is that you wanted to say, so that when you come back, you can come back refreshed with better ideas, with better you know, to communicate more effectively. So if you walk away and come back later, you will actually come back more calm, more you loving, more, you know, more you, the loving person that your spouse actually fell in love with. So if you feel like you're about to say something really mean, just walk away. Go somewhere, go out with your friends, go for a walk, whatever it is that makes you feel better. But just try to get away from your spouse or your partner, so that you can come back feeling much better. All right, guys, those are my 4 tips to you guys. I hope you like them. I hope you will practice them, because there's no need for us to have conflict in our relationships, because we actually want to build something strong, something powerful, and having conflicts, it doesn't help. So guys, yes, if you like this video, please subscribe, please follow, and keep liking my videos, and I'll see you guys with another videos coming soon. All right, guys, love you. Thank you. Mwah. Bye.